Section 1. The heart of your car. Understanding engine basics. Have you ever wondered what makes your car go? It's all thanks to the engine. The engine is like the heart of your car. It pumps life into your vehicle. Without it, your car would just be a big hunk of metal sitting in your driveway. Engines are pretty amazing machines. They take fuel and turn it into motion. The engine does this by burning fuel in a controlled way. This burning creates a force. That force then moves your car. It's a bit like how a firecracker explodes and shoots into the sky. Now, you might think engines are super complicated, and in some ways they are. But the basic idea is simple. It's all about turning fuel into movement. So buckle up and let's dive into the world of car engines. Section 2. Cylinders and pistons, the engine's muscle. Let's start with the cylinders and pistons. These are like the muscles of your engine. The cylinders are long tubes. They're usually made of metal. In most car engines, you'll find 4, 6, or 8 cylinders. Inside each cylinder is a piston. The piston is a round piece of metal. It fits snugly inside the cylinder, but it can move up and down. Think of it like a plunger in a bicycle pump. The piston moves up and down inside the cylinder. This movement is what creates power in the engine. A small amount of fuel is sprayed into the cylinder. Then it's ignited. This creates a small explosion. The explosion pushes the piston down. This up and down motion of the piston is the first step in making your car move. Section 3. Crankshaft and camshaft turning power into motion. Now let's talk about the crankshaft and camshaft. These parts take the up and down motion of the pistons and turn it into something useful. The crankshaft is like the arm of the engine. It's connected to the pistons. When the pistons move up and down, they make the crankshaft spin around. Imagine you're on a playground swing. Your legs go back and forth, but the swing moves in an arc. The crankshaft does something similar. It takes the back and forth motion of the pistons and turns it into a spinning motion. This spinning motion is what eventually turns your car's wheels. The camshaft controls when the valves in the engine open and close. Valves let fuel and air into the cylinders and let exhaust gases out. The camshaft makes sure these valves open and close at just the right time. Section 4. Spark plugs, igniting the action. Now we come to the spark plugs. These are like the matches of the engine. They provide the spark that ignites the fuel in the cylinders. Without spark plugs, your car wouldn't start. They're small, but they play a big role in making your engine run. Each cylinder has its own spark plug. The spark plug sits at the top of the cylinder. It has 2 metal points with a gap between them. When it's time to ignite the fuel, electricity jumps across this gap. This creates a spark. The spark is hot enough to ignite the fuel in the cylinder. The timing of the spark is crucial. It needs to happen at just the right moment. Spark plugs work incredibly fast, firing hundreds of times every minute. Section 5. Putting it all together. How your car engine runs. So how does all this come together to make your car move? Let's walk through it step by step. First, fuel and air are mixed together and drawn into the cylinder. The piston moves up, compressing this mixture. Then, at just the right moment, the spark plug fires. This ignites the fuel, causing a small explosion. The explosion pushes the piston down. This downward motion turns the crankshaft. The crankshaft spins around a bit like a bicycle pedal. This spinning motion is what eventually turns your car's wheels. While all this is happening, the camshaft is working too. It's opening and closing valves at just the right times. This lets fresh fuel and air in and allows exhaust gases to escape. All these parts work together in perfect harmony. That's the magic of a car engine.